What's going on? We're live on all social media platforms that I know of: YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. All right. So, my name is John Ting. I practice immigration law in the United States to help you secure legal status to live and work in America legally because the government does not care about you or me for that matter. But we do here at Green Card Guys. Okay. We're here to help you, guide you, walk you step by step. All right. In immigration, there are some pitfalls. There are some traps within the immigration process. It's not as easy peasy as it may seem on the uscis.gov website. The website interface is pretty modern, but it does not, and it has instructional pages, but it does not share everything. Okay. It does not share the tricks and the traps. Okay. So if you want to know more information about that, real value, go ahead and subscribe down below or, click the plus sign, whatever platform it is. And if you don't mind, let's get to 500 hearts. Okay. Get to 500 hearts now. Definitely start answering your questions. But in the meantime, all right, welcome to Let Me Know. If you have any questions, drop in the comment section, or you could join live. Here's at least 4 scenarios, minimum 4 scenarios that you need to contact immigration attorney. Of course, it'd be great if we could help you from the very beginning, get it done correctly from you from the very beginning. But starting with number 1 scenario, okay, is if you receive a request for evidence, RFE. I think a lot of people know that terminology these days. But what you might not know, is that you have 87 days to reply. Okay. And even though the legal standard of evidence for this is preponderance of evidence, which is the lowest standard, some people still get denied. Some people still get denied, even though they thought they provided sufficient evidence. Now, that same standard goes with not just family-based cases, also employment-based cases. So please know, if you get an RFE and you're doing this by yourself, or you have a notary, or a consultant helping you, it's probably time to buckle up and talk to an immigration attorney, okay? It doesn't take much. Google's your friend in this situation, at least. Google search, even if you want an attorney in your neck of the woods where you are, still contact us, okay? We're happy to refer you someone. We have a pretty large network, we believe. We know a bunch of good attorneys. If anything, that could save you some time from, going through like a list of attorneys on Google. But always research, read the Google reviews. Even if we give you a referral, read the Google reviews. Okay, very important. All right. Thank you so much for your questions. I will be here for, I think, about 30 minutes. Trying to go live at a little bit more consistent time when I'm available. Trying to go live at 11:30 a.m. Central. Now, let's see here. That was the first scenario. Second scenario. By the way, please tap the screen if you appreciate how I share information. Second scenario. Notice of intent to deny. NOID. I hope none of you received this letter. But what I've noticed, you might wonder, like, am I going to get that NOID? Well, there's a higher likelihood of yes if you're doing this kind of case, filing this case with a notario. Time and time again, several people every week contact our law firm because someone who prepared the package for them filled out the forms because it was so easy to fill out forms, done fucked up the case somehow, okay? And, for some people, it got right through, got a green card. But there are some people you don't want to take the chance, okay? And NOID, and what happens when you get that letter, and especially you hired a notary or consultant? They ditch you, okay? They're not going to help you with that. They say, oh, they have a little checklist there for you. Provide them what it says on a checklist. What a lawyer would tell you is that sometimes we have to go beyond the checklist, because if it says birth certificate of children, well, no shit, Sherlock. Obviously, I would give you birth certificate children if we had any. Some of you don't, and that's okay. We're not here to judge you. You know, USCIS might be judging you, but we're not here to judge you. We're here to help you. Okay. There could be, for example, screenshots of your communication on WhatsApp or I don't know, Facebook, FaceTime, Yahoo Mail, AOL, I don't know, Messenger. If you that doesn't exist anymore, right? But there's outside the box thinking, okay? Is what we help implement. Adrian. Okay, that's good so far. Yeah. Thanks for the update. Your wife finally got an interview November 3rd this year under F2A. She entered with a visitor visa. Married after 90 days. PD was March. Thanks for the update. Man, that is a long wait. And that's of course because of Visa Bulletin. Did you start following the channel when Green Card Guys TV when you first became a resident? I think that's what it was. Because I remember I was like, I think you told me some good news before. All right. So always love to hear great news, positive news. But even if you have a negative situation, please share with us. I'm happy to point you in the right direction. Okay. Please keep tapping the screen. If you don't mind, that certainly helps the algorithm, of course. Of course, for the app that allows the tapping. It's free. You don't have to send me any gifts. You don't have to send me coffee or whatever, virtual coffee. By the way, Adrian, that's right, Instagram. Did you? Some people are on like multiple platforms. I wonder what y'all think about the platform. Yeah, happy to help. Channy Mac, is a lawyer charging $1K per application being filed expensive per application? That's an interesting way they do that. Well, I guess we don't charge it that way, but what are they setting? The I-130, I-45? I mean, I don't think that's out of the ballpark in that sense. But I get at the same a waiver. Oh, for a waiver, that's way too low. That is way too low for a waiver. Number one, a waiver. If you wonder, like maybe why some law firms might charge a little more, we'll also do it based on how much time we know we need to put in the case, because most law firms charge flat fee, right? So, in the past, I kicked myself because I'm like, oh wow, we spent so much time on that case, and we got approval, fortunately, but it took so much time, it wasn't profitable, right? So y'all have to understand our side of things. So if a law firm's charging you, first of all, a law firm's charging you hourly, run. Okay, run. Because it does take a lot more time than y'all might think. Especially what's it called? When shit hits the fan. Okay. And some of you won't know. None of you will know when shit hits the fan. And by the way, sorry for my sorry for my cursing. If anyone's offended by that, I usually don't curse in my personal life, but when it comes to dealing with the government, it happens more often. Okay, let's see. All right, y'all on TikTok, please keep tapping the screen. Thank you so much for questions. I'm going from one platform to another and just keep circling back here. And so now on to YouTube, we got Samantha. Do I have advice on child's birth certificate error getting fixed for a marriage green card case in Texas? Well, is the birth certificate, is that from the Bureau of Vital Statistics in Texas, in Austin, Texas? What is the error? The name? The thing is, usually if you need to change a name on the child's birth certificate, I mean, I don't know exactly your situation, but I'm thinking like, a step, if there was like a stepchild adoption, you don't need to do that. But if you do a stepchild adoption and you want the name change, the court order hopefully has that included. But then you have to do that also apply for that amendment with the Bureau of Vital Statistics. Oh, your birthplace was wrong by your mistake. Oh, like your child. Oh. Hmm. I don't know. I don't know how you fix that because I'm thinking about the proof that they would need. What do you mean immigrants? Birthplace? Like your birthplace or your spouse's? Okay, let's see. All right. Thank you so much for your questions. I will be here for another about 20 minutes. So, by the way, if I am not able to answer your question, please know I really try. Was I live last night? I sure was. See, I don't remember. Um, Apparently, I'm called a graveyard attorney. I just feel like it's one of the best times for me to answer questions because it's just so busy during the day. So go ahead and click the plus sign. Click the plus sign and the bell. Even though apparently some people don't receive the notification on Tickety Talk, but at least on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, click the bell also and let me know if it works. Okay. Because, a lot of us are skeptical on the one that's the tapping app. Which, by the way, if you are on LinkedIn also, you're welcome to connect with me there. My team and I share information on LinkedIn as well. Okay, let's see. Let me answer Adrian Dunn's question on Instagram. I'll circle back around. Yeah, you had a question. You had an interview, AOS. Excuse me. Just had early lunch. Otherwise, I won't eat further until dinner. July 28th. Okay, so about 2 or 3 months ago. Still waiting for the results. You were in removal proceedings and your case was terminated. Okay, wonderful. So you filed with USCIS. Okay, great. So one of the things that it's kind of feel like a doctor in a way, a legal doctor, like diagnosing everyone's situation. Thank you so much for that detailed information, but I have to make some educated guesses here. Your situation, okay, without knowing the whole entire case, is that because when a person has removal proceedings, there's a likelihood that your marriage took place. The marriage date was during the removal proceedings, meaning like if I'll just make up some dates here. If your court case started January 1st, 2025, but then you got married January 30th, 2025. So basically and then it was dismissed later on, the court case, then that's during removal proceedings. Then what we do as a law firm is we provide a letter. Other than the dismissal, they'll say that's taken care of. We have to provide a letter called Bonafide Exemption. Okay. 204G, 204G, okay, letter, Bonafide exemption letter to USCIS officer. Now, at least back in the day, early this year, I remember like officers are telling me that it's like, hey, attorney, you gotta, like on a down low, you gotta have this letter ready to go. Otherwise, that could be a reason for denial. Now, I don't want to freak you out there, okay, Adrian, Dunn, but that could be. It's either that, it could be, for some people, it could be lack of marriage evidence, but most likely the officer would have told you at the interview if they needed more documents. And they would, because officers, when I'm there, they're like, yeah, maybe we need RFE. And I was like, officer, do you mind checking the online? Because we did upload several documents, like 50 pages worth online, just like a couple of days ago. Do you mind checking? And believe it or not, we have to kindly ask the officer to do that because it's not like somehow, I don't know why. It's not like click your particular A file or your name and it just pops up everything. It's like they have to go through like page by page by page. So, of course, they don't allow me to look at the computer. I just try to sneak around. It's like, what you got over there? But I hope that gives you some insight. Other reason could be maybe a medical exam is outdated and they didn't mention anything at the interview, but then upon second review on their own, they noticed the dates were like, it's been 2 years ago, so it's expired. And the rules about the medical exam have changed like almost every year since the pandemic. So anyways, there's probably so much more I could say, but that's just kind of give you an idea. Okay, I see your follow-up comment. Yeah, I-130, I-130 was approved prior to determination. Okay, great, because I'm sure that took a long, hell of a long time. You got it. Were you, Adrian, were you married during proceedings, like your marriage date? Okay. In the meantime, I'm going to switch on over. DTG in the house. Thank you for the love. Appreciate that. Let's see. Samantha. Yeah, I see your other comment, DTG. I don't know, something about the YouTube. I love YouTube. Much love to YouTube. But it's been easier. It's been easier using my iPad late at night, just laying down in bed to answer questions. So, but during the day, definitely try my best to be on YouTube. Someone named Old Channel was hacked. How far are we in the 100K for new H1B? Mike, JT, thoughts on that? The 100K. I'm not worried about that at this time. I am, well, to some extent. I am worried that, of course, we need to file lawsuits. I'm in a listserv with several federal litigators. Okay, we sue the government on cases like this, and also for case delays. We call it mandamus lawsuit. But I know a couple law firms have filed lawsuit based on the H-1B rule, the 100,000 rule. Okay, what a POS, man. Specifically, initials S and M. Okay, it doesn't even make sense. Like within 24 hours of that announcement, was it dropped on Friday evening, Customs Border Protection had to mention, like, by the way, this is meant to be for people who get selected and approved from next year's lottery. So there's a lot, of course, as always, usually when a Trump administration issues out some kind of presidential proclamation or executive order, there's some confusion for what the agency will do. Okay. Some people, or how to implement that order. So I'm not entirely concerned, but of course, because I know attorneys and we're going to take care of it. We're going to try our best. So, which, by the way, if there's any national news like that would you believe could affect you, like maybe you're abroad right now and you have H-1B, you were able to get the stamp, but then you were not able to come in because they say, well, where's your 100,000? Where's the receipts? Okay, contact us as soon as possible. That's when we can sue at the latest. Okay. Okay, thank you so much for your questions. If you don't mind, just because I'm running out of time and I always love answering questions, go ahead and click the plus sign so you know when I go live, and the bell. Okay, let me get India's mom Nita on. Then after that be Erica, and then on deck to join live. Or I'm sorry, Eric. Sorry, my bad. And then back case. Hello, India's mom. Hello, India's mom. You're on live now. You want to talk? I don't know if she knows that she's on, but she typed in hi. Can you hear me? Okay, well, let me bring on, I think I said Eric, then back case, and after back case is epic moment. Eric. And then Emmy after that. Okay, India's mom, I'm going to put you on mute since I don't think you heard me. By the way, Adrian, do you have an attorney? Because that person went away. Okay, let's get back case on. Oh, I realized sometimes when y'all try to, some of y'all join on accident. So that's probably what happened. Okay, that did not work, I guess. And sometimes it's slow. So you know what? Epic Moment is next coming up, and then on deck is Emmy. I'm gonna just bring on Emmy just in case. In the meantime, I'm gonna put you on mute, okay, Emmy? All right, Epic Moment, what's going on? Hello, I'm here. What's up?
Hi, man. Hey, can you hear me good?
Yes,
Thank you for taking my request.
sure thing.
I have one question. So I went through a process with my wife, she's an American citizen and I'm French. We got married, and make a long story short, CR1 case got approved at the embassy. So I just came to the United States yesterday with a visa.
Mhm.
I joined my wife. I'm in the United States currently, and I know I'm supposed to receive the green card and later on a social security number because I ticked the box while I was filling the form, the one I-30 or something like that. And I have a question. Am I supposed to wait to get the green card before applying to jobs, or can I already start applying to jobs and start working?
Just there's no rule behind that, but when at least just so it's really non-immigration advice, and I'm happy to share. When you apply for jobs, you fill out the I-9, but the thing I-9 is when you need to have your resident card, your green card. So, but the I-9 you don't fill that out until after the interview process and they hire you, right? So every job is different, company is different on the hiring process. So when you first apply for a job, you don't need your resident card.
Oh, okay. And let's say the process goes fast with the interview, and I'm at the step when I'm supposed to give my green card information.
Mhm.
Let's suppose I didn't get my green card yet. Should I tell the employer I didn't get my green card yet? Is it going to be a problem for them, or should I just wait and just make it easier for everybody?
No, you should apply for jobs. A lot of companies' interview process is slow on purpose,
Oh,
but some companies. So I would just apply because if anything is like, no, we really need a resident card. Then if you really want that job, just mention, is there any way to hold my application until I receive my card? Because the thing is, this is unpredictable. Unfortunately, when people come abroad like yourself, there's no tracking system that I'm aware of to know exactly when your card's going to be sent to your mailbox. It's frustrating. So I would just apply. If anything, you're going to get used to the interview process in America. Okay.
okay.
Mhm.
And if I get stuff like ICE or something, immigration, it won't be a problem for them if I tell them, yeah, I'm working, but I didn't get my green card yet. It's not going to be an issue for them, or they're going to be like,
Look, they don't care if you're working. That's not their concern. They're just concerned that immigrants are here, right? And they don't even ask more detailed questions. So it's very unfortunate, but you need to tell them this is where confidence matters, y'all. Okay, everyone. Um, you need to tell them, officer, I'm a resident. You don't need to tell them how long. You don't need to give so many details. Officer, I'm a resident, permanent resident of the United States. I have the right to live here. Okay. Now, if you don't have the card, then then you need to what's it called? Do you have some kind of paper that says approved as a CR1? So have that
yeah,
scanned on your phone at least.
oh, okay. I got like a receipt proof on my phone that the whole case has been approved and I'm waiting on the green card and everything is legal. Okay,
Hmm.
I understand. Okay,
Hmm.
well, that was pretty much my question. I have a second question, but it's probably more like a request for you in the future if you post more videos. Just tell me how it is. Huh?
Sure. Sure.
I don't know if you remember, but there's someone that was commenting on your live, and that was me, and asking for your arm workout. I think you should post your
Oh,
video.
I don't work out as much I need to actually, but that would be funny. I thought like if this TikTok thing goes away, I need to think of something else to do. Maybe like a different channel on YouTube or something. But anyways, but
Thank you
yeah,
for your time, though, and thank you for everything you're doing for us. And I appreciate taking your time answering my question. And I'll keep on watching your live
sure.
videos.
And if you don't mind me asking, you say you're from France, and which state did you end up choosing to live?
Arizona.
Okay, so the weather is much different for you, right? Good luck on
It is
that.
very much different.
Yeah. We get, people live in Arizona and Texas. We really get used to AC for sure.
It's
All right.
mandatory to live there.
Okay. I wish you the best, sir. Take care.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. See you. All right. Well, congratulations to Epic Moment. Some of y'all stay on and continue to follow and watch. I don't know it's because of drama or whatnot, but we want to help you level up to the next status. Okay. Let's see. So the next person, I think it was Emmy, but Emmy, where'd you go? I thought I had you on a second ago. Emmy, can you try to rejoin or request? I mean, you got a request though. Okay, there you are. What's up? What's up? Hi, what's going on?
Hi, and thank you for taking my call.
Sure thing.
So, long story short, I'm going to give you a background of my case. So, I came as F1 visa on 2019. I got my master's. I finished 2021. At the meantime, I met a person and we got married. So I filed for adjustment of status and I got my green card 2022 July. So last year I filed for the removal of condition, and a few months before I got a problem, petty larceny, and they asked me to do 20 hours community service. I did it,
Okay.
and I applied after the dismissal. I applied. So now it's been like 14 or 16 months for the pending. I 751. I'm eligible to apply for citizenship since June, but I'm still scared and skeptical. I don't know what to do. Should I apply or not?
Generally, there's a 5-year rule for.
3 years. I'm still married.
Oh, still married. Okay, yeah, 3 years. So how long? When was the dismissal date?
Dismissal
Mhm.
was like May 2024.
Yeah, I recommend waiting till May 2027.
Expunged.
Expunged doesn't matter for immigration. They still know your record.
But I didn't pay any fines or probations or any kind of plead guilty, nothing.
Okay, well that's good.
Petition.
Well, yeah, we would have to take a look at it to see if it was what we consider straight dismissal. It wouldn't have those words on your documents, but yeah, it was a straight dismissal
It says
then.
no. On the dismissal left, no, fine, no, everything, no. They
Okay.
just put the larceny thing. That's it.
Okay. Yeah, we'd have to take a look. Okay. So if you want a further review, please schedule a meeting. Alrighty. Cool. Got it. Anything crime related, y'all just got to know anything crime related, we got to see the document. We're not going to give you like hard and fast kind of answer. So, especially when it comes to good moral
Can I
character.
send it to you through
No,
this
you
app?
got to schedule a meeting. I have a certain workflow. That's how we're able to like help a lot of more people. So, yeah, you can't send it through DM, sorry.
Am I in trouble? Like,
um
is it serious or?
Yeah, I mean, it could be serious. I don't know. I don't know. Larcenies of serious things, um, because because of Lincoln Riley Act, they made it more serious. So that's why whoever you trust to file your case, you definitely need them to review your criminal record. Um, let's just put it this way: there's probably a reason why you want to get it expunged. So if it was not, if
I didn't ask for it to get expunged. They did.
okay, sure, but I mean. Well, that's strange. Why would they just expunge it anyway? But anyway,
Because it was dismissed, so they expunged it.
okay. Well, maybe that's the phrase they use. That's
Yes,
cool.
it
I'm
is.
okay.
There's no
Well,
full record on my clearance.
okay. But as you can see, we need to look at it. Otherwise, it's just back and forth when we haven't seen it. So
But I have chances, right?
I can't tell you that. I can't. You gotta show me the docs. Come on now.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, sounds
Okay.
good.
Thank you, Emmy.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. Y'all gonna ask me that $1 million question? Come on, I don't know. Piggy Pryor. So you couldn't hear me, Piggy Pryor? Could anyone else hear me? Y'all could hear hers. I don't know. Is someone else? What's up with my TikTok? What kind of TikTok app do I have? That's wild. Okay, well, to recap what I was saying for her, because everyone else should know too, she had a larceny charge, at least. It was dismissed, but what we're concerned about is making sure it's what we consider straight dismissal, because ultimately she's wondering, should she apply now or should she wait? She's still married to the U.S. citizen who sponsored her, so it'll be a 3-year good moral character period. Okay. But the dismissal date is critical now. But if it was a straight dismissal, then it wouldn't matter. And I think she may have fit the 3-year rule already. So larceny is basically theft. Oh, the low sound only happens when some people. Well, damn it. I wonder if I yell, would that make a difference? Probably not. All right. I'm always happy. Our team is always happy to review anything criminal related to make sure if it has a immigration consequence. The thing is, if you know about us now, and for example, I network with other attorneys across the country. We just posted a video a couple weeks ago with an attorney that's all she does is focusing on immigration consequences of crimes. So if you, for some reason, we're not here to judge, if you get arrested, your loved one, your friend, your coworker, and especially if they're immigrant, and when I say immigrant, I also mean a person with resident status, okay? You need to have a criminal defense attorney and an immigration attorney, okay? You need to have that combo, all right? If you only hire a criminal defense attorney, they might say, hey, by the way, if you're an immigrant, you might want to talk to a immigration attorney. That's what they're supposed to say. Some don't even care to even ask you or notify you, which is a problem. Okay. Let's see here. But for usually anything crime related, it's ultimately better to schedule meetings so we can review the documents. Okay. Savannah is on live next. And then after Savannah, what's going on, Savannah?
Hi.
How can I help you?
So my boyfriend came when he was 15. And he kept going to his courts, but he missed the court, and it was during COVID.
Missed the court? Okay.
Yes. So he got an order of deportation because he hasn't been going to his courts.
Uh-huh.
He has no criminal record, like nothing.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And we have 2 kids, so I don't know what should we do?
Okay, one second. Thank you for sharing. Let me see. The people in the audience are saying something about the microphone. Remove background noise. Oh, is that better, y'all? TikTok had a setting that said remove background noise, so allow viewers to hear me more clearly. Okay. All right. So your boyfriend, you said, and are you a U.S. citizen?
Yeah.
Okay. So did he know about the court date?
Yes, but since it was COVID, during COVID, they pushed it, and since we didn't have that mailing address, we didn't get it until like a year ago.
Okay.
Yes.
What did you get a year ago? A notice of hearing, like a court date?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so you did receive an mail. So here's what happens. To file a motion reopen the court case, we call it motion reopen in absentia, meaning someone didn't show up. That's only possible to get it approved to reopen if if you updated them with, he updated with his address, correct address,
Okay.
but he didn't receive it. But from what you're saying, he did receive it and he did know about it. Okay, so that sounds like still a problem, unfortunately. So you know what? But there could be some other options. I do recommend to schedule. Okay, so you can go to our URL or give us a call because there are possible other options. We call U visa and T visa, or a couple examples to take we can look at it. Okay,
Okay.
or chat about it. All right,
Okay.
thanks.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Very nice of Savannah to ask on behalf of her boyfriend. But part of the other reason to schedule a meeting. Now, look, I don't like to say that for everyone, but obviously, if anyone does know you need to take action or some kind of evaluation, I do encourage you to schedule a meeting. But right here on the social media platforms, I just try to go quickly, give you some guidance. But the thing is, especially with Savannah, although she was very kind to ask questions on behalf of boyfriend, ultimately it's best to talk to the immigrant because maybe that he or she may have more information. Okay. Okay. Sounds good. Epic. Sounds like you can hear me a lot better. So if you're on Facebook and YouTube, if you want to join live, that is scrolling down below there. Hi, Chi Pong. Good day to you. Ian on YouTube. Once you receive the physical green card, then you can join Air Force. Oh, is that right? I didn't know. When is the earliest time you can apply for citizenship? Well, generally, if you got your citizenship, if you got residency through your spouse who is a citizen, then 3 years, and you can file 3 months before that. Okay, only up to 3 months before that. You can't file like 4 months before. Okay, what's it called? But if you got your residency, or you got divorced, or you got residency through non-spouse ways, then that is a 5-year rule. You can apply 3 months before that. So those are the general rules on that. It's David Chicas. You went to a shooting range twice. Would you get denied when applying for a green card? No, I don't think so. Unless you shot someone, then that's a different story. Maria, it's pretty common for people in Texas to go to the gun range, regardless of political beliefs. It's just that a certain party, the Conservative Party, have taken the Second Amendment rights a little bit too far in terms of, oh, there's a pew pew at a school. We got to talk about Second Amendment a lot more. Like, look, I mean, we just need to protect people at schools. By the way, if you want to, Ivan, you got to email in live show. Okay, email in, then you'll get the link to join. What's up, Giancarlo? Giancarlo, if you need an attorney in Dallas, Giancarlo Franco is the guy. He's on TikTok right now, hanging out. He helps us out with some coverage cases. If I can't make it to Dallas for an interview at court, he's very helpful when he has availability, of course. We're all crazy busy these days. Let's get okay, I see some questions on here on Instagram. Abraham, are you still on Instagram? Did I like the video? Yeah, I did. That was good. That was really good. I was about to comment. I was like, you know what? That's too funny. What's up, Tasha? Good to see you. Tasha, were you able to figure out that 864? I have some crazy memory. Abraham. Okay, Abraham. So Abraham's concerned, as many people. I just had a meeting about the similar question for people who have resident status right now, and you're thinking, or you want to travel, but because everything going on in 2025, Project 25, that is, if it's still okay to travel abroad. Yes, it is, as long as you don't have any arrest or crimes. Now, if you have an arrest or crime, I'm not saying you can't leave, but it's a good idea to talk to immigration attorney about it, okay? Because certain crimes and arrests can trigger, okay, even as a resident, can trigger for you to get sent, not sent, but at least referred to immigration court, okay? Shadow, your misdemeanor depends on everything, on timing and the type of crime, okay? Let's see. But the other thing that people are concerned about, they've heard about some people being given a piece of paper by customs, and it's essentially at the very top, it says abandonment of status, resident status, or something like that. Don't sign it, okay? Do not sign it. If you don't know what they present to you in the first place, then you definitely should not sign it, okay? And then worst case scenario, if they do present that to you, you're like, you feel like you have to sign it, don't sign it. Worst case scenario, they'll just refer you to immigration court for whatever reason, but they have to have a legal basis. Well, clearly they're just trying to detain people. They don't even care about the court thing, okay? They don't care about giving you due process. So if for some odd reason you get detained, arrested, you need to tell them you want a court date, okay? Nicole, if 485, if received a denial before, my bad. I know that other people just have been waiting live. Okay, let's get Nana on, and after Nana, Solan. Thank you so much, everyone, your patience. Just want to circle through some questions. Okay, maybe not there anymore. I'm just going to click on a couple people, and if it doesn't. Solon, then after Solon is Saucepan, so let me just add y'all, just in case. See if the... Hello. Hi, how are you doing, Solon?
Hey, good day. Okay, so your volume went down again. I'm not sure what's happening on your end, but I'm hearing you. Yeah. You got to go again, just for other listeners.
Oh, earlier? Okay.
Yeah, I'm hearing you now. It's better.
Okay,
Right.
thanks.
Okay, I have two questions. I'm from Jamaica. My spouse is a legal resident in the U.S.
Uh-huh.
We recently got married while I was there. Our kids and I, we went there to visit for the summer. We got married there. We came home after the summer break. And I would like to know how long, seeing that he's still a permanent resident and fairly new in the U.S., how long would he have to wait before we're able to start the filing process for the rest of our family that's here?
For the rest of
including and the children, yeah.
Well, just your children. So you're in Jamaica right now?
Yes, I am.
Oh boy, this is gonna take a while. Okay.
I know. I know. We're patient with the process.
All
this
right.
process actually took years, over 10 years.
Oh shoot. Oh, through a sibling? Is that why? Through a brother?
Okay. So his dad had done the filing process for him and his younger brothers. His younger brothers got through in 2018. However, he was already over 21. He was much older.
Oh, okay.
And so, they got through, but he had to wait.
Yeah,
then
that's
came COVID.
Yeah, for sure.
He just migrated last year.
Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness.
Right? Him and my stepdaughter migrated last year. We've been together though for over 6 years. We're going to 7 years now. We got married over the course of this summer.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to know, because we're not for rushing the process, but we would like to ensure that we do everything properly.
For sure.
Yeah, I'm very meticulous. I'm a stickler for, doing
So-
things the right way. So I wanted to know, like, what's the best, in terms of the waiting period, how long would it be best to wait before he starts the filing process for us?
Oh, for him to wait to
Yeah.
file? So you haven't
Start
filed
filing.
you have not filed anything yet.
No, we
Okay.
haven't, because we literally just got married in summer 2025.
Oh, okay. Congrats on that.
Yeah.
You've been together for quite a while. Okay.
Yes. And we
Um,
have a child together. I have 2 children prior to our relationship.
okay. And how old are those kids prior to relationship?
Okay, so my eldest is 15, the second is 9, and the baby is 2 plus.
Okay. So you're on TikTok, so I'm not able to share my screen, but for those on Facebook and YouTube, I'll share the screen. So if anything, you can watch this afterwards if you find that
Sure.
channel. Okay.
Definitely.
We're at the 46-minute mark if that helps for later. But the okay, so look at 2 websites. One is the Visa Bulletin that sounds like you're probably familiar with.
Yeah.
That took your husband a long time. So right now is the October Bulletin. And so your category and your kids who are under 21 are currently the F2A category because your spouse is a resident. In the F2A category, there's 2 charts. The most important one really is for the one chart A when you're abroad. So you're from Jamaica. So the F2A category, they're working, all those dates in the chart are what we call priority date, meaning for more or less the date that the application is filed, almost the same day as the receipt date on the receipt notice. Okay, it's like a 1-page document. And then they're working on cases February 2024. So if you were to file today, let's just say you get October 8th, 2025, you're looking at least another year and a half, looks like about. So, but the thing is, that's actually, I kind of skipped a couple steps.
Right.
We look at that after. Oh, you're not going to like this. The I-130 process, the step number 1, F2A. Okay, on the sharing the screen, you can't see the drop-down menu, but I've selected permanent resident filing for a spouse and children under 21. It has National Benefit Centers, 2 main ones. National Benefit Center first says 80% of cases are being processed in 54.5 months. That is a rare thing. That's not for everyone. So let me click on the other one, Service Center Operations. It says see notes. They do that on purpose. They don't want to tell you how long. And so my point is, they changed it last year, September of last year. I memorized these ridiculous things. So on the bottom where it says see notes and they put a bunch of asterisks, it says Service Centers Operation prioritize the adjudication, which means processing of the I-130 based on when the Visa Bulletin shows immigrant visas available or will soon become available. Okay. So basically, they will not provide you a decision until your prior date shows up on the bulletin. Okay. And that's what they mean by visa being available. So that's why I say at least a year and a half if you apply now. So your spouse has no reason to wait. You need to file now. Now, something to keep in mind.
So you're saying, even though, okay, so the thing is, like I said, we got married in the US, which I was told makes no difference where we got married because it's a bona fide marriage.
Yeah.
But then you're saying he does not need to wait like 1 year, 2 years. I was told like we need to wait 2 years before he can start the process.
What the heck? Who told you that?
Yeah.
What YouTube channel said that? That's crazy. That's crazy mess. That's way too long.
I came on here to ask you because I do watch your program quite a bit on TikTok when you come live.
Okay.
But I decided to ask because honestly, third-hand information is not always reliable.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, let me ask you and hear what your professional opinion is in terms of that.
Yeah.
Because one, we don't want my eldest to age out, and she's very interested. She wants to complete high school over there, right? And the thing is, we wanted to also find out if she would be able to live there with him for a year or two to complete high school without having her green card. would that pose an issue, and where would the issue come into play? If it is, we're not going to file for an F1 visa for her.
Yeah, it does come into play as an issue, even though you might see like something on the internet says, oh, well, children under 18 don't, what we call it, do not accrue unlawful presence. That is true, but it will still be a problem, and it will show, because on a future application, DS-260, before having the interview, it will say like, okay, whether the dates have been in the US. So that will be a problem. Okay, and then that would trigger the bar.
She wants to go and live with her dad. She wants to be there with her dad and her
I know.
sister.
I know it's tough. If you want, you can have her join a live show. I can talk to her about this so she knows.
We're good.
Okay.
Actually, I was saying to her, let us wait and have her apply to college when she's through high school.
Yeah.
Because that can work.
Mm-hmm.
But we just didn't want her to age out during the filing process. So I wanted to know how long we would need to wait, because if we were to wait like the 2 years like someone else had suggested, then she would age out in like two years during the whole process.
Yeah, don't wait. File today. The I-130, you can file online. No immigration attorney will outright tell you that. You can file online. So you got to message me when you guys file it, or I guess your spouse files it.
And we use the number you have up here, right?
Yeah, you can we're happy to help, but the thing is, my point in telling you all this is because there's no reason to wait in some scenarios, okay? So for Salon, there's no need to wait. Okay? All right, thanks. Yeah, maybe you took a screenshot or something.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely. All right. Oh, one more thing. Sorry, I should tell you.
Sure.
It sounded like your husband just became a resident, but so he needs to wait 4 years and 9 months to become citizen anyway. But assuming he could apply earlier, I wouldn't do that, because you have children involved. When your spouse becomes a citizen, then it requires him to file a new petition for the children, and we don't want to do that. Okay, so I would stick it out probably as a resident.
Stick it out and apply as a resident?
Yep, for him.
No. Okay.
Because some people upgrade to become a citizen, which of course it's always a good thing. But when you have children involved from abroad, that creates a problem, and they need to file a new petition. This starts the process over again for them. So we don't want to do that.
So file the documents now.
As a whole family, one petition.
As a family for us, but do not apply for his residency. His citizenship before the 5-year period.
Yeah, he can't, which he can anyway. So it just sounds like he just became resident. But for anyone else listening who has that situation, okay? Strategy.
Okay.
That's why you're on the channel. You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you, bye. Look. That right there, that was a bundle of, I can't say advice, a bundle of information that potentially, based on what experiences I heard from other people that we've had to fix the problem, that's I just said potentially save that person $5,000 of problems and mental stress. Okay, so if you appreciate this kind of information, the value I'd like to share on a daily basis, please tap the screen, click the follow, subscribe. Really appreciate this. If you appreciate your time, oh my goodness, I've been on live for 54 minutes. I thought I was going to do 20. My team is probably mad at me. Oh, shoot. Okay, we'll get, they're probably, y'all are so patient. Let's get Kelton. See if you're still on. Maybe not. Okay, then Benicio with a B. Maybe not. User 7633. Sometimes it goes away. Ho. All right. Processing. What's up, Ho? How can I help you? Hello.
Yeah, so thank you for having me on. I'm a Ugandan. I came on a B2 visa, and 1 year after before it expired, I applied for EB1A, and then so many RFPs came up, and yet I was so stressed out. I couldn't afford a lawyer to answer them because I did file for myself.
Mm-hmm.
And then I withdrew it in March. I asked it to withdraw. I had done concurrent filing I-40, 140, and I-485 with my daughters. I withdrew it in March. And I got a withdrawal notice. But in January, before the withdrawal in January, I applied for asylum.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my case of asylum has been pushed to the immigration court. But I was thinking if I could apply for another EB1A and go for consular processing to a third country via advanced parole.
That's quite a strategy there. I mean, we do in general, I can share with you. You could start the process or EB1A again, but ultimately you're going to have to consular process because you have too much unlawful presence time. It sounds like.
Yeah, but will they allow me to go for consular processing and return?
Well, that's a problem too. I mean, there's a strategy call. I do recommend you schedule meetings so we can talk more in depth. Okay, but like I don't know. The next court date, is that an individual hearing, or we call it merits, but like a final trial?
No, we're supposed to appear before a judge. We were sent for a notice to appear.
I see. That'd be your first time?
It will be my first time with my daughters.
Okay.
And I think it's because I withdrew. So in the system, they saw that I was here without any status or legal presence.
Right.
Then later, when they realized that, I had now applied for asylum before the 1 year period ended, then they said, we can see you applied, but still we have transferred your case, so you filed to EOIR. And they closed my case with USCIS.
Right. Yeah, that's expected. So how long have you been here overstayed? Do you remember?
I've been here for like maybe since November. That's coming now to 11 months. Let's say 10 months and a few days, and maybe 4 days or 1 week.
4 days. I'm sorry, 4 days?
11 months and a half.
11 months. I was like, yeah, that's too much. That's too much time. So, and did you file the asylum application already?
Yes, I did file the asylum 1 month and a half after my B2 had expired.
Okay. Yeah. Do you have a lawyer yet for your removal case? Deportation?
For removal proceedings, I'm trying to get one because I am in Massachusetts.
Massachusetts is Boston where your court case is? Boston.
No, it's
Chelmsford. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. If you schedule a meeting with us and ultimately you need a lawyer, of course, in Chelmsford, then we can try to refer you. Okay.
Yeah, because when I checked on the EOIR, it shows that my master hearing is in 2029. I don't know whether this other one is going to be treated as an NTA hearing and also pronouncing themselves on my asylum case, or it's just to say, well, you can be deported or you cannot be deported.
I think schedule a meeting so I can understand your question better. But if I do understand your question, because there's a couple documents, you get the notice to appear that doesn't really. Yeah, so I think that's why it's best to just you can share your screen, you can email us the documents, then my team can clarify for you what is what means what, okay? But it sounds like your court date is 2029, but we can look online, get verification, share it with you on the website so you can check like a couple months every year. All right? Okay? Wish you the best. Alrighty. For those on YouTube, could you hear the last guest a bit better? I know old channel that was hacked said couldn't hear earlier, so I tried to move the iPad closer for you. Thanks for letting me know. Ivan's question. You have DACA. You're currently waiting for your interview in Juarez, Mexico. Will it affect you if Texas takes away DACA this month? Well, no, I mean, because, well, first of all, Ivan, I hope you have a waiver approved. Do you have that? If you don't have a waiver approved, then we definitely need to schedule a meeting with us. Okay, which, by the way, if you are wondering how to schedule a meeting, the information is down below. Okay. Let's see what else. I do want to wrap up here. I do want to share some information real quick before I forget. A couple more scenarios. I started the show with a couple scenarios: RFE, NOID. At least 4 situations that you do definitely need to talk to an immigration attorney. Okay, definitely need to. I know some people file their case themselves. Wish you all the best. But we get a lot of calls where something happened, okay, to where we need help and recover, rescue and search and rescue, basically, for immigration. RFE, NOID, case is taking too long, we'll just check, call my team, ask. We have a chart that shows the timing of when we file cases. Some people file like 6 months ago, and they're like, got the itch to travel. I get it. But that's too early to file a lawsuit, all right, for any case. But we'll let you know. Sometimes we have to tell people, sorry, too early, and people don't like it. But we prefer to prevent a dismissal from a federal court. And then the other situation, but we've been successful, of course, in many cases to get your status or an interview. Now, the 4th scenario is if your application has been denied. You want to avoid that, okay? Well, you want to avoid the denial. But if you get a denial, you might have a chance. You do have the opportunity to either refile the case or file a 290B for some applications, okay? Motion is basically the form number for motion to reopen or motion to reconsider, all right? Very important. There's actually a distinction on, what's it called? What is what, okay? In terms of reopen or reconsider. Shane, oh shoot, Shane, your fiance signed a 201. Okay, you believe she's being removed now? She's probably in Jenna. God damn, these freaking, yeah, they send people to Jenna. They send people. Okay, so I'm assuming you don't have a lawyer. So she's in Jenna. I need I'll source through, but if you need, it can cost some money. So obviously last second, we don't even know. Anyway, contact my team. In the meantime, I'll look for people in Louisiana that can file a lawsuit there. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Contact my team just so we have your information. I'm going to put out a request right after this live show and for Jenna or Louisiana. Okay. All right. Okay. Thanks, Shane. Take a screenshot if you need to. All right. Just give us a call. Do you know the detention center? Jenna, Louisiana, probably? Okay. All right, y'all. Let me get on that. I appreciate everyone. Thank you so much. Go and click the plus sign, follow, and subscribe on your respective channels. I'll talk to you soon.